Chapter 1.
I watch the handsome, well-built man cross the street and walk into his small, immaculately maintained house, and I wonder, not for the first time this week, if he'll become the fifth person I've ever killed. His death is certainly not my intention as I follow him, but I've come to learn over the past year that sometimes my, let's call them darker, instincts have a bad habit of exerting control over me when I become extremely emotional. Usually it's just anger. A good bout of anger still has the ability to flip my time to go rampaging crazy switch. I'm getting better at controlling it, but it's a slow process. And this tall, blonde, impressively good-looking man is rumored to have made some choices that could very well prevent me from controlling my decisions. Truly evil people tend to have that effect on me, and I should know about evil. For over a year now, I've been hunting people so I can feast on the nutrients in their blood. It's not all necessarily by choice, though. It's either that or I starve to death, and I fear what might happen to my soul if I choose to abstain from eating and commit suicide. I've been given the ultimate version of screwed if you do and screwed if you don't. I either commit a sin by feeding on other people to stay alive, or I commit a sin by not feeding and eventually killing myself. Thanks, fate, for that sick little twist on life. So I choose a life drenched in evil so that I may do the greater good. I use the evil that's in me to try and make the world a better place. At least that's what I've been telling myself every night as I lie in my homemade sensory deprivation box. I still refuse to use the word coffin when referring to it. And if Rennie is right about this guy, then the blonde man definitely qualifies as a steaming sack of something nasty. What that particular nasty something is will be up to me to find out. Tapping the small microphone on the band around my neck, I whisper into it, "Are you sure this is the guy? I've been following him for almost a week, and I've seen nothing suspicious. Maybe he is innocent like he's claimed." The response comes from an earbud that's been tucked into my pocket. With how sensitive my ears have become this past year, there's no way to actually have the speaker in my ear without it also causing me pain and possibly deafening me. Lucky with my heightened senses, I can still pick out my friend's words quite clearly from a tiny wireless speaker, turned down to the lowest volume setting, in my pocket. Some days it really does pay to have superhuman senses.
It's him, Cat. Don't let his charisma fool you. He's a complete toad. Once you get close enough to him, you'll be able to feel the slime on him. I know it. He might be able to fool people from a distance, but in your presence, he'll fall apart. I know he's guilty. Just confront him already.
I've begun to believe that my friend Wren is a bit jealous of my powers. And his having to stay back at the warehouse and guide me from a distance is more than a bit frustrating for the poor guy. Wren has become a good friend over the last several months, and his guidance has been invaluable. But at times, his drive for justice and vengeance, and occasionally even bloodlust, outweighs mine. I really like the guy, but sometimes his insistence can get on a girl's nerves. "Okay, Rennie, don't get so worked up. If you say he's responsible for those girls, then I believe you. I'll take care of it tonight." His response is slow to return, and his tone is a bit grumpy.
Thanks, Cat. And you know I don't like it when you call me that.
Smiling, I tune out anything else he says and concentrate on my prey across the street. Due to the sensory overload of being out during the daytime, I'd planned this particular encounter for late evening. I've gotten better at tuning out unnecessary sounds and smells, but it's still something I'd rather avoid. The fewer distractions, the better. Thankfully, late autumn has been very beneficial to me with all the extra hours without a blazing sun overhead, and I can now begin my hunts much earlier in the day. The fit-looking, light-haired guy I've been following for nearly a week doesn't appear to register anywhere on the evil scale at first glance. He just looks like a middle-aged surfer who settled down into a normal job to live out the rest of his life in obscurity. He's even an accountant, according to Wren. That's not who he really is. We have evidence that he's just putting up a really good front. According to the public news sites and some not-so-public court documents that Wren managed to get his impressive little fingers on, this man, this Mr. Chadwick Morin, is allegedly responsible for the disappearance of half a dozen young girls and for the appearance of some frighteningly inappropriate pictures of them online. But nothing has been proven and upheld legally. He claimed, quite effectively, that he was just the victim of coincidences and bad luck. Amazingly enough, there is more than one Chadwick Morin who also exists in this world and who can also make poor choices and dilute the police databases. That, plus his added good looks and disarming grin, have helped him walk away from all charges. And that's where I come in. I am a force that is unaffected by a person's looks or charm. Well, that and the fact that I've developed the ability to prevent somebody from lying to me. It's an ability that tends to painfully twist the, let's call them cognitive intestines of the receiving party. And that's just too bad for Mr. Chadwick Morin.